last clip I want to show y'all, this actually doesn't have anything to do with politics, but I do think it was a very sad story. So guys, I was doing not too long ago before the demands kind of shifted, and I'm sorry to my audience who's been watching me for a while and y'all were watching me for more of the social commentary, but y'all know I tried to like get into politics a couple months ago, but I don't think my audience was really wanting to see that. But this is something I want to move toward. I can still talk about social topics and give y'all advice on social issues, but honestly and truly, there's more to life than what's going on the shade room. But I will talk about it when it matters and when there's a lesson to be learned from it. Do y'all understand? But like, I have so much more going on up in here than just that. And I feel like I want to show all sides of me, right? So there was this fitness influencer who was very well known. She had 7 kids, and she tried to leave her husband, and he unalived her. He unalived her and left her kids with no mother. So I want to show this to y'all. Give me a second. This is from It's On Site on Instagram. The title reads, Fitness Influencer Gloria Zamora fatally pew-pewed by estranged husband during alleged confrontation over new relationships. Leaves behind 7 children.
What led to a deadly shooting spree over the weekend in the IE. 2 people were shot and killed outside a shopping center, followed by an off-duty deputy taking out the suspected gunman.
And now it is news reporter Leticia Juarez is live in Fontana with new details on this story. Leticia.
Well, I'll tell you this, David and Giovanna, we've learned from police that at the time of that shooting, there was plenty of law enforcement in the area, most of them off duty, enjoying the night with their families. But unfortunately, they were unable to do anything about the shooting that took place just outside the sushi restaurant, telling us that it was a domestic violence situation where a woman in the process of getting a divorce was tracked down by her estranged husband, who then shot her and her date here in this parking lot.
We gain all this weight during our pregnancy because we're not taught how to properly eat.
Social media influencer and fitness coach Gloria Zamora inspired busy women.
Y'all, it's so sad because not that it matters, because all people matter. You know, it doesn't matter what you look like, but it's like she was so beautiful and obviously trying to make something of herself, was doing something with her life, taking care of herself. Very influential for her life to be cut short like this.
To get and stay fit, but behind the strength she exhibited on camera, her personal life was taking a hit. Zamora spoke out about her pending divorce to her thousands of followers just last week on the Horizon podcast. Instead of you being supportive,
ladies, y'all need to quit doing this, because this happened to another woman where she was an influencer. She was a TikToker, and she got on TikTok, and I forgot the lady's name. This was last year. She got on TikTok and she announced to the world that she was getting a divorce and saying how her husband was being a good sport about it. And like a couple days later, he unalived her. He just lost it and he unalived her. And I need y'all to understand, people get emotional, okay? When they think about getting left, when they think about the time they put in, when they think about having to sleep alone at night, when they think about somebody else sleeping with you. So that's when you're in the most danger, when you're leaving. And it seems like this is something like women tend to do the most. And this is why I say, ladies, quit doing that. When you are going through a divorce, do not get on the internet and talk about it while you're going through. If that's something you talk about it, you need to talk about it years later, once that man has had the opportunity to cool off and get out of his emotions. And this is not me blaming her. This is not me saying this is her fault. This is me telling y'all ladies to move smart, because once you trigger somebody's ego in the midst of a divorce, you are putting your life in danger. When somebody feels embarrassed in front of the whole world, you don't know how they're going to react. This is not safe. And I want y'all to stay safe out here in these streets.
Over here trying to like just bring me down. On Saturday night, the 40-year-old alongside 43-year-old Hector Garduno was shot and killed outside a Fontana sushi restaurant.
There was a male and a female that were estranged. They're going through a divorce that led to this.
Investigators say Zamora's estranged husband, Thomas Alberto Tamayo Lizarraga, gunned down the two in the parking lot.
We don't know how he knew where she was at, but apparently she had been at the restaurant for approximately an hour prior to the shooting.
The shooting caught the attention of several off-duty law enforcement officers in the area who responded to the sound of gunfire, including an off-duty San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputy.
Apparently he was driving on the street outside of the shopping center and heard the gunshots and saw what had happened, made a U-turn at the light and got out of his vehicle to confront the suspect.
Lizarraga was shot and killed during the confrontation.
Sad.
In a GoFundMe page set up for Zamora, her daughter stated that her mother was murdered by her stepdad.
Wow.
Both victims leave behind children. Zamora, a mother of 7, is described as a woman who uplifted others, while Garduno is remembered as a hardworking and devoted father of 4 girls. Now, we spoke to police about the ongoing investigation. They are gathering information. As for the off-duty deputy, they are not releasing his identity at this time. We can also tell you that according to the National Domestic Hotline, women in the process of leaving or separating from their intimate partner are most at risk for domestic violence. Reporting live here in Fontana.
And that's what I'm saying. Y'all be thinking it's a game. I don't think. Here's the problem with people. You expect that because you're ready to leave, somebody is ready to accept it. Don't do that. That is stupid. You need to always operate under the assumption that you are in danger. And this goes for a lot of men too. Anytime you decide to leave a relationship, let me tell you what you need to do. Especially if it's a situation where that person has shown themselves to be jealous, possessive, or violent towards you, you need to wait. This is what I would do. If I'm a woman, let me tell you what I would do. And I want to leave a man, this is what I would do. I would pay for him a trip. This is not like, I'm not trying to be funny. I would say, hey, you've been working so hard. I would try to arrange for him to go on some type of trip out of town. Maybe suggest that he go out of town with his boys to Colombia, because you know they gonna come to Colombia and they gonna buy kitty cat. You know, they come down here to buy prostitutes, but you don't let him know that you know that. Suggest Colombia or the Dominican Republic or something like that. Now, in his mind, he gonna be like, yeah, I can go down there and buy some cat and come back home like nothing ever happened. He gonna think that you dumb. That's fine. That's okay. Let him think that you dumb. So let him set up his boys' trip. And while he's out of town, you need to know that when you are leaving, you have to move. Like, you have to pack your stuff and you have to move. And you need to make sure you have friends or family or somebody there to protect you. You need to get very far away in an undisclosed location. And then you need to call the person and let them know. And it sounds messed up. But you cannot play about your safety. You cannot play about your safety. Then you need to tell the person, hey, especially if it's a situation again where the relationship's been on the right, they've been very violent, it's been volatile. You just don't know how somebody's going to react. And that sounds crazy. Ideally, you would be able to sit down and tell people face to face that you don't want to be with them, and they accept it and they allow you to move on in peace. Another thing that folks need to stop doing, I know y'all don't want to hear this, and again, this is not victim blaming. This is me telling you to accept the basic truths of human nature. Stop dating right after you announce that you want to get a divorce and in the midst of a divorce. Stop doing that. It's dangerous. People act a fool and do things you never thought they would do in behind their feelings. You can't tell somebody you're getting a divorce from them in June, and then in July, they see you dating somebody else. Especially if you've been with that person for years, their mind is going to go to, oh, you've been cheating, or you're leaving me because you want to go sleep with other people. Like, this is what people call crimes of passion, and it's not justified at all. People who do that need to be put under the jail, but you need to be smart. You need to move safe.